Cheers and enjoy the beers. Happy New Year! Yes. Welcome back to the channel. Once again, with me, Disco, coming at you another set of live beer reviews from making fun of the cans and the bowls here at the bar where I'm still annually calling the Disco Arms, and it's the first live stream of 2026. Scary numbers. And yeah, getting a beer out straight away. Got 4 beers to do tonight, and yeah, it is 2026, but here at Disco Arms, it's the same old 2025. Really, no, you've had that one. If you want it, go over there. I'll bring out a big glass of water so I can chug between the beers, and she goes and drinks it. But yeah, Kitty's here. It's far too cold outside for a princess cat like her. And welcome back. If you're watching this after the event, there's nobody here at the moment, but never mind. These things happen. Big thanks to Rusty this morning. Like an idiot, I put the stream up for 9:05 this morning instead of 9:05 tonight. So I don't know whether that means that YouTube stops putting it out to anybody else to let people know. If you are in, Happy New Year to you, and let us know if you're having a drink along. For a Monday night, I know it's January, Monday. A lot of people are not drinking, people back at work and stuff. I'm not, and I'm not. But yeah, Rusty, I think he was a bit worried that it was 9:05 this morning because that was half 8. But at 10 to 9, I got a message from Adam at Mersey Beers to say, are you sure you meant to do that? And I'm like, no, I totally didn't mean to do that. And I've now changed it. Similarly, Tactics Ways, thanks for popping in. Yeah, sorry about that this morning. But yeah, happy 2026 to you. Happy 2026 to you all. I hope you've got a beer on. I've got one on. It is straight in with, I thought I'd open it at the start. Never plan my openings particularly, apart from what I'm going to say. As the immediate welcome, it's all the same. So yeah, everything else pretty much is the same. Still haven't sorted out my beer number ones, but beer number 1, please. And as we know, it's already here. But I'm still doing the same clunky banner thing because StreamYard won't let me do anything else. They haven't changed either, so nor am I. And I'm still messing up. But yeah, so a beer probably fairly well known in other beers, but Warsteiner. It's a 5.6% winter lager. Let me just do the can balance and the photograph. Yeah, bear me a sec. Oh no, I did do that, didn't I? Right, yeah, photograph. See if we can do the can balance. Did the can balance yesterday. As part of the disco beers. Went to sit down and knocked it off. Unfortunately, I didn't get it on video. But it was the first one I've actually knocked over from the can balance. So we'll do the can balance anyway. If people pop in and wonder what on earth's going on. But yeah, Warsteiner, I think it's fairly well known in supermarkets over here. It's halfway decent. Probably macro, but halfway decent lager. Sure, I've had it whether I've reviewed it or not, I don't know. But it seems to be their winter offering, a winter lager. Whatever that is, we'll find out what a winter lager is in just a second once I check the photo. Yeah. It's not too bad. Yeah, so a winter lager. It looks darker than most lagers. It looks more like a kind of, almost like a Vienna lager with some darker malts in there. I think they're meant to be all snowflakes on the thing there. I don't know if there's any like kind of spices in it or something. Let's have a little look. Let's get on the sniff to start with. Nice, a solid German lager with that malty base. Feels like a little bit of salinity in there as well. Kind of heading slightly pilsnerish with that kind of salinity and slightly savouriness. there's no kind of Christmassy notes. I've kind of separated these two out between winter and the Christmas beers of last week, although there is probably quite a lot of overlap coming up. Anyway, cheers and Happy New Year. Pretty spot on, really, as lagers go, as German lagers go. Say it's a bit more towards kind of Vienna lager. It's got that kind of slightly darker, almost rye bready note, but there's lots of kind of I hate saying it, but that sweetness I always go with brioche. But yeah, there's that kind of brioche bready note, slightly kind of buttery toast. Buttery can be an off flavor, but buttery in a good way, that kind of savouriness, a bit of salinity. Weird. See Warsteiner in a 330 can, but I picked this up just as a random, just to kind of make weight. Down in Cornwall, actually, it was Red Rooster part of the Christmas beers from Red Elephant down in Truro, and it was just sitting there, and it kind of fitted the bill. I thought it was Christmas, but then I read winter, and I thought, well, I was going to do it over Christmas, but then I thought separate them out and do winter as well, whatever a winter beer is. But yeah. Let us know if you're drinking along and you've had some good winter beers or some good Christmas beers. Sort the camera out. There you go. So I'd set up properly. It's been a week since I've done a live, and yeah, I haven't set it up properly at all. But there you go. So it sits above the disco. But yeah, if you're drinking along, if you've got any winter beers, do let me know. Does anybody want to do a kind of drink along? I did think about that a while back, that I just get some beers, let you know in advance, and even if you're just in the comments, do let me know some kind of drink along and what I should do. Now I cut the top of my head off. There you go. Yeah, and if you're watching this after the event as well, thank you very much, and do let us know in the comments. YouTube loves comments, by the way. It kind of makes the stream work really well and punches it out to other people, and then a lot more people come in and chat. We just have a conversation about beer. That's kind of what I decided. I had a brief time to think over Christmas about what I was going to do. You know, you get to that end of year roundup. I don't do end of year roundups particularly anymore. I had a brief mention about that in the last show. I tend to just carry on drinking as much as I ever before, in moderation, of course. Yeah, I don't do a beer of the year anymore because I've had a load of good beers and it's really tough to separate them out. I don't score them, don't give them marks out of 10 because it's really arbitrary and tough to, you know, put one between the other. Like one you have in January, you've forgotten about by December, and it might be just as good, and that, you know. So I just enjoy the beers these days. It's not against anybody who does score beers. It's up to them. You do what you do, you know what I mean? It just doesn't really work for me. So consequently, I don't really have a beer of the year. All beers are beer of the year. They're kind of good. As I think I alluded to the other day, also, I'm a little bit compromised by beer of the year and brewery of the year because working at a brewery, I kind of a bit biased towards my own beer, I suppose, in a way. It's not my beer, it's my boss's spot. I work there, but yeah, I do have some input. So I think if I was going to do that and could get around that slight compromise, my beer of the year, and I had a pint of it the other day, and in and amongst the disco beers I did at the weekend, and I wasn't going to stay, and then chatting to people where I thought, but yeah, it was just tasting superb. And it is the pumpkin Hefeweizen, which is a bit weird for a German beer to be adding stuff in, but it is so good up there. Every time. So that would probably be my beer of the year, which would mean I'm heavily biased, and therefore Paravel is probably my brewery of the year. But, you know, I'm biased, and I invite anybody to come up and buy me a pint and tell me that I'm right or wrong on that. See at Paravel at any point during the year, Saturdays and Sundays from 12. Do let me know, because I'm not always up there at the weekend. But yeah, I went out there this weekend. It was disco day again on Saturday, because I do try to do twice a year roundups of beers with disco in the name, and I do invite everybody to send me their sightings of disco beers, anyone they've had. Dave Wilson does quite a lot, and also Adam. Mersey Beers, and one or two others. Philip Walker, I think, sent me one the other day on Instagram. Do it on Instagram or on here in any of the comments. Let me know what you've had, or in the community tab or whatever. I will search them out. So much so that I said I was going to try not to buy any beers in January unless it's a disco beer. And tomorrow I've got some disco beer arriving from mid Wales. Tiny brewery, but more about that. I might even do that as a an unboxing tomorrow and talk about some tiny beers in Wales. I think I'm putting a live stream out tomorrow. But yeah, I did sit and think about doing like a Christmas message, a little roundup. I thought about rebranding the channel. I've seen a few people do that, use Christmas as like a year end to do different, change of logo or change of what they're doing. Again, no problem. Works for them, and some good ones out there as well. And mainly because I didn't have time to really fully kind of go through the ideas and what I wanted to do. I had loads of ideas for starting other channels just to see if they flew, do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it got to New Year's Eve. I had a couple of beers and hadn't really got anything sorted. So here we are in 2026. Much the same as 2025, just drinking and talking about beers. I've got one or two other ideas of what we're going to do on the channel. I saw the one I posted the other day on Instagram. I posted on Instagram on Christmas Day and did a short video of it. It was the HSB from Fuller's up at the pub, and bless him, dear old Slurpy Dave said I do like out and about beer reviews now rather than beers from home. I'm slowly getting back out to pubs and stuff. Maybe I would like to do that much more this year, and maybe that's a start for 10. Go and finally get round to reviewing all my local pubs, or the good ones anyway, of which that White Horse video I suppose should be the first pub review if I do that. I have been getting out and about and doing a little bit of content from other places, like just before Christmas. Did the post of the Old Ale at Fuller's Pub in Ealing. Wouldn't mind reviewing that pub as well. Try not to review too many Fuller's pubs because they will end up being the same, but I haven't got a massive choice of pubs. I've got to travel a bit. Not a problem. I would like to travel a bit more this year. I tried it the other day. Didn't really enjoy the experience on public transport. So if someone used to go on public transport all the time, I've got to get back onto that. That was a little too personal, but that's about as much as you get for a year's roundup of 2026. And I shouldn't yap on about it because I've got a lot of beers to drink today. 4. Maybe too ambitious. I don't know. Maybe I'll just, be drinking on my own. But this beer, anyway, a really nice darker amber lager. I don't suppose I'll be able to get much from the can. There's English at the top. Brewed and canned in Germany. Obviously, therefore, all the usual ingredients. Although it does also, it's an interesting one. All that everybody always talks about German beer and the Reinheitsgebot, where they use the 4 base ingredients of the beer, being water, malt, hops, and yeast. But it does say here hops and hop extract. Does hop extract count as an ingredient under the Reinheitsgebot, or is it just pure cone hops, or does it not matter? Never thought to ask that. That's an interesting one. Does hop extract count as an adjunct under the German beer laws, or is it count as hops? A lot of translations in other languages there. Production dates, see bottom of the can. I produced 2025 902, best before 2026 902. Is that the American way or the English way? So is it the 9th of February or the 2nd of September? Anybody know how the Germans do dates? Because I know a bit of German, but I can't think which way round that would be. Anyway, it's kind of in date. It does say on the front, there's a fair bit of English. Apart from the logo, it says Site 1753, which means since. Das einzig wahre, einzig, the first one, something like that. But then underneath in English it says full malt flavour with a warm amber glow. Winter and in German beer speciality. I don't know about a warm amber glow, but mainly because the beer's been in my beer stash and it's a bit cold in there. But there's definitely that amber malt, that kind of reassuring bready maltiness and fair German quality. Not massively hoppy for me, which is good, but also not massively not massively flavoured. I say obviously no adjuncts. It's just purely coming from the malt and whatever hops they've got. For something with hop extract in it, I'd probably expect it to be more citrus and more intense. There's not much hop intensity. It is all coming from that darker malt. Probably a bit of Munich malt in there alongside the Pilsner, something like that. Something a little bit darker to bring up the amber. Really nice. Not a massively smashable beer by anybody's imagination, but I'm drinking it quick because I like it. But it is, cold, fairly refreshing. Really nice flavours, although not heavy on the flavours, but yeah, really nice bready malt. Not particularly complex, but yeah, very drinkable German lager. Cheers. It's actually too cold for me to try and bosh that down. I'm eager to get onto the other three beers. Kitty. Wait. Don't be a dick. Kids. Yes, go on now. Sorry about that. Obviously, Kitty doesn't understand about live shows and timings and stuff. But all she wants me to do is sit down so she can have a lap, and she can't do that whilst I'm doing a live show. But bless her, she's cute. She gets away with it. Yeah. So, jolly solid beer. I'm gonna knock this one back and get on to next beer. I'm not really bothered about a German lager being the first beer of 2026. It's just because it fits in with the theme, really. So, what we should do is move swiftly on, as always, in the traditional order of things, to beer number 2, please. And beer number 2, coming back to the UK, something equally appropriate. Moving up on the lagers, I probably should have done this the other way around because, as I said, that's 5.6. This one's a bit lower, but this one's a smoked lager, which is possibly difficult. Maybe it's not the best to do second up, but I think the other two behind it should be okay with that. Let's change the banner. It is from Cornwall. Again, I featured these a few times recently. Braslou beer, which is brewery in Cornwall, brewed by, I think, a Cornishman or maybe an Englishman who started off in France and then came back to or went to Cornwall. I've talked about them a fair bit. And this is a 4.7% Winter Helles. It says Winter Helles Smoky Lager. As you know, I like a bit of a smoky beer now and again. Not all the time, obviously. Oh, this one is very, very light. But it's a Helles, so you probably would expect it to be. Looks good. Plenty of carbonation racing up the glass there. Always feels weird can balancing a 330, but I will do that anyway. Yeah, once again, let me know if you've, apart from here, you're going to try some Braslou beer. See if I'm doing, I'm amping up their stuff on Instagram. A guy's called Terry, and he's likes a bit of a laugh. So he's quite self-effacing on Instagram and not afraid to make a bit of a dick of himself. Talking of which, hello, Kitty. You back to make a dick of yourself, are you? Can't possibly just sit and look, can you? Not bad. See, plenty of carbonation, fairly bubbly head, good head development, but it dissipates fairly quickly. Again, should have to get that back. Yeah, plenty of carbonation, but a little bit light on the head, but it gets there. Oh, hello, Kitty Cat. Come for more of my water review. Well done. Hang on, I've lost you. Where have you gone? Yeah, there we go. Right, so yeah. I don't know if it's a good idea to do a smoky lager second up, but I like them. So yeah, white colour for a Helles. Looks a little bit sort of thin, slightly hazy, but all the right notes. Cheers. Oh, hello. Yeah, smoky it is for sure. I want to say like it's not bacon. It's not that smoky bacon kind of smoked on the aroma anyway. It's a bit more gentle, a bit smoother, a bit like hay. There's kind of honey or hay kind of note to it. See, it's gonna. I don't know. Maybe there is a little bit of bacon there. Yeah, it's not officiously bacon, but there's definitely a good smoky note on the nose anyway. Cheers. That's a beer of two halves. A big smoky note. It's not got the kind of smoky salinity of bacon, but it's got a nice, slightly more fruity smoky note. It's a bit like barbecued lemon or something like that. Yeah, there's a little bit of citrus, a little bit of lemon in the body as well. A slightly odd mix, but not unpleasant mix of smoke and light kind of citrus fruit on a kind of fairly pale malt base. Mr. Wilson, good evening to you. Happy New Year to you. Happy 2026. Happy New Beer, as always. Thanks for popping in. And yeah, as I was just saying earlier, 2026, New Year, same old Just Disco beer review, doing much the same thing, finding a bunch of beers to review with a vague theme. Today is winter. I thought about changing it all up, and I thought in the end, kind of didn't have the time or talent to do it. So I thought we'd just carry on. I've got loads of beers to get through, and I've still ordered more to arrive tomorrow. And there's a possibility of pulling the trigger on some more. I was chatting to Sammy. We were chatting about a Cooper's beer, and I went and found it, and I'm like, I don't know what to do, whether to do that or not. And then I found a random shop in Manchester that had this Cooper's beer, and then I found a bunch of other beers I really wanted to get for a long time. And New Year's resolution to start on time. You will not be surprised to know that did not happen tonight. Still managed to come in, wrangle the cat, and forgot to put the microphone array up properly. So yeah, didn't start on time at all. But you know, stars you mean to go on it. Thought of you. Happy New Year. Thank you very much indeed. Hope you're well. Having a good start. I mean, we're 5 days in, aren't we? So Christmas decorations have got to come down. Is that today or tomorrow? Hang on. Let's do a live disassembling of the Christmas decorations and try not to knock the cans down. That's my Christmas decoration. Ta-da, that's my Christmas decorations done. That's it. I'm not counting the disco balls as Christmas decorations because they were up there way before Christmas. But there you go. Tom Kate Williams, Happy New Year to you. I'm drinking tonight because I'm off work. Oh dear. My excuse is I don't work on Mondays or Tuesdays generally, except for special occasions. So being that I normally work weekends, I normally drink on a Monday and a Tuesday in live reviews. Being that I work at a bar, a brewery, on the bar, I'm usually working either Saturday and sometimes or Sunday. So Monday and Tuesday is kind of my weekend. So I feel a Monday night drink up is justified for me, and other people do as well, of course. But yeah, so I haven't gone back to work today because I don't have to, and I'll be back at it on Wednesday, I think, brewing the first of this year's beers. So yeah, that's I think a justified excuse, and if it's not, that's what I know. Should you be really drinking with a chest infection? I suppose can't get any worse. Medicinal, isn't it? Alcohol's medicinal. That's fine. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. But yeah, thanks for popping in. New names on the screens, always good to see. If you wouldn't mind dropping a like, and if you haven't already, chuck on the subscribe button, and then we'll get some more live beer reviews. Let us know what you're drinking, Tom Kent. Oh, hang on. I know who Tom Kent Williams is. Hello. Hello, Tom. Lagerlogs, isn't it? I tell you what, it's been a heavy weekend over Christmas and New Year's. But yes, Tom, do let us know what you're drinking, sir. What medicinal beers would you recommend, or are you on anyway for a chest infection? I normally recommend brandy for that sort of thing, but it's not a beer. So yeah, do let us know. Mr. Wilson. Finally had a chicken and rum and raisin stout. It was nice, mixed with a bit of raspberry. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I didn't in the end because I had them on two separate occasions. But yeah, I think the rum and raisin was the best of the lot. Glad you got there in the end. Sorry, my good man. Yeah, let us know what you're drinking anyway. Chicken and rum and raisin stout. It was jolly good. I really wanted to do. There was another one I saw. Watson Brewery had one out. There was something rum and raisin in a different Wetherspoons, equidistant down the road, a different road. I never got around there to do it, and but I'm quite pleased that they have roasted nuts on a regular basis. So I might go back for that at some point. At the moment, I did briefly think about heading over to Twickenham at some point, see if I could either drink it at their brew pub or at the brewery. And then once again, completely ran out of time. The only place I really got to over Christmas was the Hop and Vine on Saturday because they had a disco beer on. So I did video review that, but that will come out a long time because I'm 3 disco beer videos behind. I did start editing one today, but I will do that probably some point next week. Does Cinzano count as beer? Not really, to be fair. Yeah, you didn't say you was drinking beer. You just said you was drinking. But that's the same as brandy, isn't it? It's medicinal. That's fine. That's fine. You legend, indeed. So I didn't really have massive amounts of beer over Christmas and New Year, particularly. Even on Saturday, I had 4 disco beers. I was going to have the 5th, and then I stopped at the brewery and ended up, drinking the pumpkin Hefeweizen and chatting to people. And before long, it was like 6 o'clock, and then I came home and I was just like tired and just didn't bother really. And then I had the beer on Sunday, and even that was a bit of a rush, the 5th beer. But yeah, nice little lineup of disco beers for Disco Day 12, I suppose. No, that doesn't make sense. I'm sure I've missed my numbers up there now because I've been doing it since 2020. So that means last summer should have been 10. Maybe I did an extra one somewhere. I don't know. I've been doing 2 a year since July 2020. So 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. Oh, yeah. I'm no good at maths, as you know. There's a slightly ironic beer name for you, isn't it? Phantom, Dead Friends. Are they dead? Will they come back? Yeah, shame to hear about Phantom just before Christmas, but a few people have asked about them. I don't really know any more than what we've already discussed, really, but that does sound good, that one. Hazelnut and marshmallow, chocolate hazelnut and marshmallow stout. Sad to report. Why sad to report? It's very good. What, can't have it again. Yeah, that does sound good, but yes, a very slightly ironic beer name. I have got a Phantom beer in, and I just will probably. It's something with green in the title, so it was going to be for a pre-football stream, and I've left it and haven't done green beers on football streams. I've got to sort out my green beers, so it's not a green beer; it's just a green beer name. But I like me random themes. But good beer, Phantom. Even though they were slightly kind of, in my opinion, just heavily churning it out. And I think I said at the time, it's just like, oh, another double dry hopped pale ale. But yeah, they did do the occasional decent stout as well. So yeah, very sad to see whatever happens with them. I think they might have burnt a few bridges in the industry as well. So I think we'll find out if they come back as Phantom or if they come back as somebody else. I'm sure they're going to find it hard to... if they haven't been paying their bills, they're going to find it hard to trade, but we shall see. So, yeah. Braslou beer, on the other hand, seems to be going from strength to strength down in Cornwall. They had a variety of beers, and I found out today, I didn't realise, because I got these from Red Elephant in Truro. But what I did find out is they have actually got their own web shop, which I've forgotten to line up. And I was going to talk about it. Not that necessarily anybody is going to take my advice, but this one is on there, and he's done a January sale, which I haven't really seen much beer-wise on January sales, but he's done this one at £2 a can, which, if you like a smoky lager, as I do, and it's been a while since I've gone back and got a whole bunch of beers. But I think the last time I did that was a Black Friday deal with £2 a can of smoky lager from C61 up in Yorkshire that sadly didn't survive either. But yeah. Oh, hang on. Oh no, not this one. My apologies. There's this one up there. So read the thing, say me reading the can. No, it just says smoky, very smoky. You'll like it. I do. And it is, I wouldn't say very smoky. It's fairly smoky. It's got that right smoky note. It's got that kind of slight Bamberg malt smokiness, but very, very light smokiness rather than full smoky bacon sandwich. That one I'm interested in, the saffron gold, just because it's a big shiny can. Got their IPA, Belgian Saison, Blood of Braslou, a reddish IPA. Have I had that one or did I get that one in? I think I've had that one. Saffron Hellers I had in the first round. I got from Red Elephant. It's a double IPA there, or was. Blonde and another did have a Belgian Belgian Campion beer. Looks like a best bitter. But yeah, there's the one I had last week, the Christmas Pudding Stout, down from £3.50 to £2 a can. Jolly solid Christmas Pudding Stout. There's a, if I get it right, last week's live reviews will have that on there. Not sure how much they charge for delivery. So I got it from Red Elephant in Truro. I've done the About Us before. Yeah, that's the kind of craziness that guy comes out with. He looks like Justin Collins in that photo anyway. Born in a barn in central France in 2016. So I don't really know if this guy, I think his name's Terry, whether he's French, Cornish, or what. It's called Braslou region. So he's called his beer Braslou, moved it to Cornwall. They are open. They've got a tap room. Whereabouts are on North Cornwall? St. Issy. Wow, way out of town. St. Issy, St. Irvin, St. Evil. Don't know any of those saints, eh? St. Gigi. That's a great one for the cheese run. I did just before Christmas, the December one. I did a cheese round of Saint cheeses or saints relating to Jesus. So a lot of Cornish saints there. I might try that one. Oh, Padstow, right up on the north coast. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. So that's Braslou. Sampled Fuller's 180th anniversary porter over New Year's, and I'm certain it's the best beer I've ever had. Well, funnily enough, I put the one up on Instagram of the 180th anniversary pale. Is it pale? Yeah, pale ale, which only was in cask, I'm told. Mr. Wilson let me know. Didn't realise that. And I thought I was, when I saw it on the pump clip, I thought I was going for the anniversary porter. But yeah, it was an anniversary pale ale. That's a big claim, and I can't disagree with you, to be fair. It probably would be the best beer ever. I'll have to search that one out, maybe. Was it the pub? Was that a cask or was that the bottle of it? I might need to... Oh, mind you, I know somebody going to Fuller's at the end of the month, don't I? I might see if you fetch a bottle over. Or maybe I could just cycle over to Chiswick and pick one up. Mr. Wilson has had that. Was disappointed. She probably said it was very good. Lively and bottle, so may not have been at its best. Depends on distribution and storage, I suppose. I wonder how different it will be to like the London Porter, how much they've changed the recipe. Interesting side by side at some point. I still got to go back to Waitrose and pick up the vintage ale. Yeah, the vintage ale that I was looking at that I still to pull the trigger on, having chatted to Sammy, was Cooper's in Australia, and I found a place in Manchester that does the Cooper's vintage ale. I didn't know they did one. They do a mild apparently as well. Can't find that in this country, but for £5 a bottle, I'm very tempted to pull the trigger on Cooper's because Cooper's is piss Australian lager. Or it's slightly better than all the other VB and all that other stuff. But so I'm very, very tempted. But I'd like to try their mild as well. It'd be very interesting. Might be slightly too sparkling to be properly a mild. But yeah, I think I might pull the trigger on that because there's some other interesting beers, very, very small breweries that, and I sort of started into this niche of really small breweries that I assume nobody else has ever heard of. But I've heard of both of them, so I'm thinking about that. I'm probably just going to do it because, you know, whatever. Order some more beers I don't need. I just want. But yeah, more about that later. I say I've got some more beers arriving from Wales tomorrow. Another disco beer. It always seems to happen. I'll do 5 disco beers, and the very week I plan to do it, I see a 6th one, and it will arrive the following week. And I think I have to try not to let it sit there. I might change the numbering system. I might just wait till like maybe 3 rather than doing 5. Maybe just do a shorter. Maybe do a shorter amount if I just get 3 and then do it the following week. Save them sitting around for 5 months, because I think a couple of the American ones, North American ones, I'd been sitting there for 5 months and maybe they weren't at their best. They were okay. Check out the Instagram reviews on that one. I will eventually at some point get the video out, but like I say, I'm 3 videos down on that one. I like this beer. It's really nice. Smokiest. Shark would hate it. It's got that smoky note amongst that kind of light malt character. Ooh, left a bit. It is very Bamberg-esque. It's got, you know, Schlenkerla kind of vibes. A smoked lager to conjure up evenings around the bonfire and keep you warm on those cold Cornish winter nights. It's pretty cold up in London today, to be fair. We're on 0 at the moment, I think. No, we're on -3. Made with the finest half a bag of smoked malt that Mike from Mason Brewing Co. found at the back of his malt store. I've had Mason Brewing beer, and that was a smoked porter in the Bonfire Day beers, the November the 5th kind of fireworks day beers. This beer is in no way related to our summer barbecue smoked lager, and any insinuation that is will be crushed by a ravenous army of underfed lawyers. So he likes a bit of a laugh, this guy. Doesn't say what the hops are. I don't think they're particularly many and varied. But you don't need it. It's all about the malt in this one, all about that smoky note. Best before 26th of August, 2026. Hello, kitty cat. You're not taking your curtain call. You're not taking a bow, no? Look. Say hello. Hello. Good cow. There you go. Pause, but okay, yeah, bought from the website. Like standard cask version, but a ton more nuance. Okay, speaking of the vintage, I mentioned sample it on cask this year. Nice. Yeah, I haven't done this year, but having done so a few years back. Yeah, I do need to go and maybe get vintage. But I have got a Fuller's vintage. I think it must be about 5 years ago now, because I got a couple of vintages and I was going to do it like 5 years or something, and I never got round to doing it, so it's still sitting in there. Hey, Catsko. You right, Kitski? You Kitski or Catsko? Kitsko? I don't know. Bless her. She's going to be disappointed when I get up to do the next beer anyway, but there you go. Good girl. It's probably not a smashable one because of that smoke content. It is definitely more a sipper. There's a bit more cigar, that kind of old leather cigar on an old leather sofa in a smoky pub, sitting by the fireside. So it's not one to smash. It's definitely a sipper. Bit of Christmas cake, slice of cheese. You know, a sort of picnic beer if your picnic is in the pub by the fireside. But yeah, a nice, delicately balanced smoky note. I'm fairly certain it'll be Bamberg malt, because it is very similar and very well emulated of that German beer style. There's a nice sweetness as well. I could say a little bit of honey, a sort of touch of kind of barbecued lemon as well. Yeah, solid. Yeah, so starting off the year with more smoked beers. I did a few last year, I think. Just sort of randomly picked stuff up. I remember there's a smoked lager from Otherworld, and a couple of others, and I've got two Schlenkerlas in, one of which at some point me and Sammy are meant to be doing a joint review, but it's a case of finding the time and the time difference. So we both got the bottle in. Again, yet another random beer order over the Christmas period, Trembling Madness, and a few others as well, including one coming up actually. So yeah, it's all there or thereabouts. Lots of other beers to review. I'm going to try and not do too much. In fact, I say doing that, I want to go to Park Brewery down in Kingston. So they've got a fabulous brown ale out at the moment. Mr. Wilson, if you see that one about, called Isabella. Lovely brown ale. It's one of those kind of annual release beers, or they haven't done it for a couple of years. I did ask him about it last year, but it's a bit of a. He said it was a bit of a, not a pain, but a bit intense to brew. So, but it's a fabulous brown ale, lots of really good flavour. So I want to get hold of some of those and a couple of others from Park down in Kingston. It's another trip over. Could do Kingston and Twickenham at the same time at some point. Park Brewery down in Kingston, it's called Park. because they're on the edge of Kingston Park. They're down in. They're just around the corner from the old Wimbledon Stadium in Kingston, out towards Norbiton. But they've got a cafe the other side of Norbiton Road, and a tap room as well. Yeah, fairly small. I've featured them a few times, and yeah, I quite like them. And that Isabella is a favourite one. Yeah, I haven't had them for a couple of years actually. Or I have, because I see them each year at Boston Manor Beer Festival. So I don't think I posted about them last year. Still getting which year. Right, well, I'm going to bosh that back. I don't think I was a bit worried about doing a smoky beer in the middle of the set, but I don't think it's going to be, because it's nice and light on the smokiness. It's not subtle, it's noticeable, but it's not going to, I don't think, sit around and wreck the palate in any way. It's just a nice, say, like kind of burnt hay, honey, barbecued lemon kind of note. Really nice. Yeah, that was Braslou beer. Their Winter Helles. 4.7% smoky lager. I will try and dampen down that smoke though. Yeah. I feel like Thornbridge have plateaued this year. Great brewery, but nothing special for a long time. Yeah, I think they're sort of. I haven't been back to Thornbridge for a number of years. I keep seeing stuff out, but it's sort of like, yeah, I want it, but there's so much other stuff. Thornbridge are in pretty much the same category as the likes of Siren, and one or two others of that kind of upper mid-level starting to get into supermarkets. And I don't see too much anything amazing. They're kind of like, they've got their core stuff. Had a lot of Jaipur this year, more so than ever. The Jaipur, arguably less good than usual, but you're more ubiquitous. And once you get that more ubiquitous, difficult sometimes for the quality not to drop. I don't think Thornbridge have dropped their quality. I mean, this month I'm all right with Thornbridge because they're bringing out Salted Caramel Lucaria, which is a fabulous porter. Was the subject of our first ever video here on YouTube at Great British Beer Festival in Olympia. I will put a link up. No, I'll put a link up that side, don't I? Just put a different link up. Nobody reviews the links I put up there, but YouTube love it because it means that it stays on YouTube. So they like putting it out. So I will always put the links on. But yeah, the first ever one with Salted Caramel Lucaria, fabulous porter. If you see that and you like a bit of a porter, that's worth getting. Obviously adjuncty, but I like adjuncty stuff. So yeah, no problem as well. So see you back in a bit. Yeah, so Thornbridge, Siren, and one or two others that back in the day, and I mean back in the day, I mean 5 years ago now, I was getting in on a semi-regular basis because there was such good stuff. Their stuff is still good, but yeah, I think a plateau is quite right. But what do you expect them to do when you're churning out beer after beer, decent beer, upping your production so as to get into supermarkets? It's sort of difficult to bring out. I always look for the new and innovative, something different, and that usually means adjuncts. And they want to do some hoppy stuff, which is great. So I overlook them easily. But they've got their main beers that are still good. So yeah, they have a fairly regimented release schedule. I think they'll have a beer a month that's coming out, which is their big release, and they know about it now, so they've got a good idea of what they're brewing. I think again because of the scale of their brewery, they've got to kind of regiment it like that. So those beers have got to be good. So yeah, have a look at the release schedule. There will be something that's good, but still love Thornbridge. They are still, I think, pretty good. And it's still a place I want to go to up in Bakewell. It's worth a look. I'm really going to upset the cat now because I've got beer number 3. Let me do the beer number 3 thing in a minute. But I have forgotten to get a glass for it, and it's a bottle shot. Bear with me a second. Talk amongst yourselves. Sorry, kitty cat. I know I'm a dick. Okay, go and sit here. and I'll be back in a sec. Good girl. Stay. Stay. Good girl. Sorry about that. Couldn't find the glass I wanted, and now I'm going to have to annoy the cat again, kitty. Hey. Oh, there. That's your cushion. This is my cushion right now. Bless. Every week she does this. She just wants to come and sit on her lap, but it's not conducive to live streaming because I keep having to get up and stuff, especially doing the photograph. Agree with former comments. Considering some Japanese beer, as I feel after Scotland, it's the best place for world for craft beer. Yeah, I had a brief foray into Japanese beer this year. I've done it again. Forgotten about the year. No, last year. Yeah, I heard lots of good things about it, and my particular favourite was the sweet potato amber ale. Can't remember who it was, but yeah, I got a few, and I found a place where you can get Japanese beer imported in this country, so I got a bunch. They also had some Korean beer as well, I think. So I can't now remember if that sweet potato one was Korean or Japanese. It's on the thing there somewhere. Yeah, I kind of agree about Scotland because I get a lot of beers in from Scotland still. Not so much, actually. Anyway, let's. What am I doing? Here we go. Yes. I'll get these unsorted. Right. So, beer number 3, please. Oh, yeah, beer number 3. There we go. Wasn't sure about doing this one in a 500ml bottle. And despite naming the stream winter beers, it looks, for all the world, much more like a Christmas beer. But it does say on it, winter porter. So I've decided to have it. Because otherwise it will sit in my stash and I'll never get around to it because I won't put it in another theme. I can't think of any other theme for it. Unless I do Christmas in July, but, you know. So, yeah, it's from a beloved brewery of mine called Ridgeway Brewing. They're up in Berkshire, just on a famous walking path called the Ridgeway. I have other reasons for liking it, but the beer is generally pretty good. And this is one of the Christmas series I don't think I've had. So I thought we'd get it in. I didn't realise at the time that it said winter porter. So it's very much my thing. 6%. Jolly solid. Let's get it open and get it into a glass. Red top, of course, very Christmassy. Couldn't find the glass I wanted to, so I'm doing it as a tribute glass because it is of sorts. I'm going to get it all in. Quite fizzy. I was a little bit disappointed. Kind of medium strength, going a little bit towards Coca-Cola. I expect that head to dissipate a bit quickly, so I'm going to rush off and do the photo reminder in a bit. Hey, Stu, I see you in the comments. I'll be back in a sec. Let me just do the photograph. Both the lager logs in tonight. A rare treat. Thank you very much indeed, guys. And a happy new year. Let me just do the photograph of this winter porter, Kitty. No. Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm going to have to clear her off again, aren't I? I'm going to have to move you again, Kitty. Kids. not the photo. Kitty. 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 Come on. Yeah, it's not yours, is it? Yes. Hello. Hello. Look, go on the lap for a bit. You've got the length of this beer on the lap, Kitty. Yeah, Stu. Tom went work and popped in on YouTube without his parents' permission. He's allowed to operate a YouTube channel of his own. It's fine. He's behaving himself as far as I know. He's kept his clothes on, and if he hasn't, I can't see it. It doesn't matter. He's more than welcome. Not talking about Fuller's about talking nonsense about Fuller's being a decent drop. He's not talking nonsense about Fuller's being a decent drop, because although I have had some issues with Fuller's over the years, the beers he was talking about have been a decent drop. So fair play. Tom is, of course, most welcome to come and talk nonsense of his own volition on this channel. Whenever, as indeed you asked you. He was very complimentary just now about Scottish beers as well. So he's very much behaving himself today. So cheers, the Lager Logs. If anybody's not checked them out, go and have a little look. Using the power of your own ability to go and type the Lager Logs into the little bar at the top on YouTube, because I can't do links just at the moment. I should do that. I should have some lined up, shouldn't I? Right, so a 6% porter then from Ridgeway Brewing over in Berkshire. A little disappointing. It looks the right colour, nice deep dark brown with not too much. It's like tan coloured tinges. As always, I'm disappointed when the head dissipates that quickly. Feels a bit bubbly, but I like Ridgeway beers. Bad King John is a fantastic beer from Ridgeway. They got bought out last year, and I'm not kind of surprised because I didn't really see them about enough, apart from at Christmas. Didn't have their own web shop, seemed to refuse to do the web shop, didn't really do social media either. They were just doing pretty well, I think, in Berkshire, Oxfordshire, and the surrounding areas. Now I think they get out a little bit more. They're bought by a brewery called Crafty Brewing, I think, down in Surrey somewhere. And apart from some job opportunities that I saw and briefly considered, I haven't seen, like, they've made a bit more of it. They put out a few more things out. As I say, the Christmas beers are always going to do well, and a lot of exports for them as well. But let's have a little go. Can't smell too much. Cheers. Happy New Year to everyone. Let us know what you're drinking if you're drinking along. Yeah, no, that's fine. Perfectly decent, kind of medium bodied porter. I'm still a little bit tainted by that smoke, which is not bad because now all I've got is a smoky porter, which makes up for any kind of potential lack of flavour notes in here, really. I don't want to be bad about Ridgeway because I generally like their beers. It's really bad of me. I can't really diss it because it's kind of I'm still getting that smoky note. So what I'm drinking is a smoky porter, which means that there's no. It probably means either I can't taste it or there isn't any of that kind of usual notes I like in a porter. Kind of, I want bourbon biscuits really. Some porters do vary, but generally I want a kind of balance of coffee and chocolate and kind of generally a biscuity malt. So yeah, basically liquid bourbon biscuits. I think it's a bit too cold as well. It feels like it's going a bit towards a strong mild without being massively strong, particularly. I see Big Penny Social have their beer festival back in Walthamstow this February. Big Penny Social is a place I'm aware of, never been. Don't know too much about it, but yeah, interesting. I don't think I'll get over there for it, to be fair, bit far away unless I'm delivering some beer. Maybe we should have a word. I'll put that on the list, perhaps. Got a couple of casks that could go for that. Say we did pig's ears the year before last, as it is now. We didn't get the call this year, funnily enough. We can get over to Walthamstow. But yeah, no, that's good news. Good news. I know they do good stuff over there. Rasko goes on about Big Penny Social quite a lot. Yeah, once I cut through that smokiness, there is a definite chocolate edge going on. A touch of coffee, but it is quite light and medium. I wouldn't say thin, but it's kind of medium bodied. Unless that smoke's cutting through, I'm not getting any kind of winter vibe about it. Particularly, I'm expecting to be some kind of cinnamon or something going on, and there is a little bit of that in the sweetness, maybe. But let's have a look, see what they say. What I should be getting if it wasn't for that Bamberg malt or Bamberg style malt in the previous one. Here we go. Right. This special holiday porter is made for winter, rich and warming, the way they like it in the North Pole. It was inspired by this famous line from a well-loved children's storybook. And Santa sat on his great butt, enjoying a hearty brew. I think it means beer butt, not his actual butt, but there we go. In case you find that amusing, the brewer, there we go, hastens to point out that in England, butt refers to a certain sized barrel customarily used for beer, a very large barrel, in fact, holding 108 imperial gallons. Know very little about measurements. Back in the day, it was quite a normal thing for a brewery to put its beer up in a large butt for storage. Still snickering, eh? Get your mind out of the gutter, or Santa will be skipping the house entirely this year. Well, it's too late now because I don't believe in Santa, and he's already gone. Best before 19th of the 3rd, I think, 27. So no ingredients on there as such. No ingredient list. Which I thought you was meant to have for this country, even if it's just the barest 4 things. But because they do a lot of export, there's a lot of American stuff on there. They have to put the fluid ounces and stuff. Yeah, but it seems they don't have to put ingredients, so they're not going to tell us about malt bill or what's going on there? Hello. There you go. That's better. Yeah. So don't know the malts, don't know the hops. There isn't a lot of hops in it anyway. But quite a solid porter. I say tempered on my palate by the smoke, which I thought would be okay, but it goes well with it. It's a smoky porter now, basically. Local beer festival at the weekend. Lived here most of my life, but only went for the first time last year. Well, if you only found out about it last year, or you just never bothered to go. Not necessarily an idiot. Yeah, it happens. But yeah, enjoy that one. See what we got out there. Kids. Good go. Yeah, I mean, it's not like we were talking about formage earlier, so which is kind of one of the kind of marker points almost for porters. That market porter, all right, it's a chocolate porter, but so it kind of skews the balance slightly. But the body of that, I recall, I haven't had it for again a couple of years. It's got that chocolatey smoothness. This has got a more slightly malty roughness. Let's say slightly thinner, more medium body, but yeah, still a jolly solid porter nonetheless. There's no spiky bits or kind of any adjuncty hoppiness or nothing like that. It's kind of, yeah, I think there's a biscuity base in the back there, but it's been slightly splattered by that kind of smoky note. Okay, fair play. Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, because they'll get the beers from anywhere that will get local and national as well. Probably it's a camera festival. Yeah, so Ridgeway is a little bit hard to find. I know Trembling Madness do a small selection, but there are a lot of kind of national level bottle shops similar to Trembling Madness that do stock Ridgeway. It's just difficult to get from the brewery itself. I'd like to walk the Ridgeway as a walking route at some point and find all the pubs along the way. May or may not get that, I say, doing some more out and about stuff this year, but that may or may not happen. Where did I pick this one up from? I know it was recent. Okay, it wasn't. Oh, there we go. No, it was Trembling Madness, again with a couple of other Christmas beers. I got the Delirium from them. And that pistachio, the Fat Rat from Osset, the pistachio and cherry Stollen Stout. That was really nice. That was a good Christmas beer. That was hit all the right notes. Some cakey Christmas stuff. I picked up some more Stollen this afternoon, actually. 93p and Tesco's on the old reduced. Like it. But yeah, so it's reasonably easy to find, but the rest of the Ridgeway beers used to be able to pick up Bad King John in Sainsbury's, but I don't think you can anymore. So I need to get back onto that one at some point. Never done a review of it, actually. That used to just be kind of train beer back in the day, travelling to football. So I need to get back onto Bad King John. Bear with me just a second. I found a logo I didn't change. I forgot to change the pause logo. Oh no, I'll have to get onto that. That's because I very, very rarely pause the live stream. But there you go. Hang on, did I do? Oh, at least it's the updated one somehow. Yeah, I've got to work out how to do that. I have to change it to the Just Disco one. Just for completeness, no apparent reason. It's a good enough logo. Like I say, I did consider changing the logo, but that would have to be sitting there doing some designs and doing some ABC testing, and like, I don't know. I just ran out of time in the end, so I thought we'll just keep it the same. There's no change. I'm not against change. I'm against change for the sake of change, and because I couldn't come up with anything particular, I thought we'd just leave it the same and do the. I mean, I did quietly drop numbering the live shows at some point last year when I had a bit of a stutter. I got up to 100. I've got a vague plan to do live show number 100, even though it's completely out of sequence and very tenuous now. But it was going to be the live show numbered 100 as I did. I stopped it in about September when I had a couple of weeks off. I wasn't sure about even continuing. But yeah, maybe the end of January I'll do live show 100s as this 1,000 sub special that's now 6 months old. I picked up a few subs this week off the back, funny enough, of that Fuller's video. So yeah, Tom, check that one out on the channel, the HSB video from Christmas Day. Picked up a few subs off the back of that, so that's nice. Welcome along if you're watching along. Let us know if you came across because of that video and love a bit of Fuller's. But yeah, so this year we'll just carry on doing the same old stuff, trying to get out more, trying to look at some reviews. I did a beer review on a train station on Saturday just because, the beer was called Disco Loco, so I thought I'd try and get some trains in the shot. Couldn't find any locos, so just went with a train. But then I thought, well, I don't like getting on trains because there's people on them. People could be arseholes, so I don't mind doing some photos alongside the train. So maybe I'll try and get out and do some more stuff like that. You know, some people like trains. Trains are more popular than beer. So yeah, maybe I'll do some beers at train stations. I've got an idea for a beer at London's least used train station, and I think you're allowed to drink a beer on the platform. So, because it's only up the road, London's least used train station. Bonus points if you know what that is. I was handing out disco bonus points the other day. Need to do something with that. Trying to mass some bonus points for the quiz questions. Really enjoyed the accidental quiz question on Simo's live the other day. I didn't mean for it to be a 20-minute segment, but there was 20 minutes of them trying to work out the songs for a parody band that I follow called the Bar Steward Sons of Valdunica, and I gave them 3 song titles. And they had to work out the songs that were being parodied, and it took them a while, but they all got there in the end. I was quite pleased at that. So I'll have to. I've got to work out how to do the pub quizzes into some content. I should just. I can't live stream the pub quizzes. There was 1 or 2 I could have done because I only did lyrics, but because I do play music in the pub quizzes, I can't live stream them. Or maybe I just do that segment separately, but it takes a lot of work. So not doing a pub quiz this month, so I've got time to work on that. Maybe I should do that. More live reviews from pubs then to see if it's that or the beer. Yeah, fair play. Like I was saying the other day at Hop and Vine, the one I did on Christmas Day from a pub, I find it very difficult pointing the camera at the public, even though it's perfectly okay, and you can't necessarily identify people, but, it's sort of, I find it really awkward speaking to myself. I look like a complete loon. So I have to pick quiet pubs. Anyway, so that's not a problem. Like I say, I tried to do a video from the Gardener's Pub the other day when I did that Instagram review of George Gale's Old Ale, and they had music playing, so it's really difficult to do a YouTube video. I try and do it on B-roll and do a voiceover afterwards, but again, time for editing videos and stuff like that is a precedent. So yeah, I'll have to find out. I guess maybe in the summer when the weather's better, I can sit in a quiet beer garden, something like that. I can do ones from the Hop and Vine because I can go out the back in the beer garden. But if anybody rocks up, I can do it. It's possible. I just have to sort of get on with it and do it, really. 2 elements on here, the quiz. I don't think anyone. Yeah, I could do all apart from the music round, I suppose. I suppose I could do it as part of Monday Clubs. In a Monday quiz, I'll just read the questions out and I don't care if you cheat. I do drop into Food and Beer channel some Saturdays if I'm back from the brewery in time. They have a pub quiz, and it's just basically the first person to type it in the comments wins. I could do it like that. So if anybody likes a pub quiz, do say. I'll see what I can do. I've got an entire year's worth of pub quizzes to read out. If you ignore the music, I could do that. Could be fun. Right. So yeah, not a bad beer. That smoke is dissipating from the previous one now, so I'm getting a little bit more bourbon biscuit, a little bit more chocolate, kind of roasted coffee, a little bit of burnt toast going on there. It's not a struggle by any means. This one I can just sit back and sip because it is a perfectly balanced porter. So I'm not going to... It's hard to review it unfavorably because I'm a bit biased by that kind of smoke from the Braslou beer. So what I might do for review purposes, as soon as I've got the photograph and put it up on Instagram, and I'm still 15 reviews behind on Instagram. So what I might do is do those reviews Wednesday and Thursday. I've got a beer video. If I get it edited tomorrow, I've got a dry January themed beer video to put out Wednesday and on Thursday. I might do it in 2 parts. At the moment, it's 36 minutes long, and I can't find out. I cut it down, and I only have tomorrow to edit it. So I might do it in 2 parts. I'm not doing dry January as well, because I just haven't got the time to be drinking non-alcohol beers. Although the ones on the video I really, really enjoyed. Bit of a spoiler, but yeah, so I won't be doing dry January anytime soon because I've got approximately 100 beers to review sitting in there. So I've ordered some more. So we shall see. We shall see. Hopefully that video will come out, and then we're into the weekend again. And yeah, there'll be more content at the weekend because I think I've got Friday and or Saturday off to do Disco Day Extra. I haven't done Disco Day 12 last Saturday. I've got another 3 disco beers, the Turning Point series, the birthday. Is it the birthday beers? No, the custard is the birthday beers. But in October, they brought out another set of 3 or 4, including Disco King. So I've got those to do because I never quite got around to doing that. So having organised some time off, either Friday or Saturday, I'll just do the 3. I won't review the Disco King because it's up there. It's been reviewed several times, but I'll put it on the thing, I think. But I'll do that as a video and hopefully get it out the following week because that can just go in as like an extra thing. And then the week after that, because at the brewery, about the farm, we're doing the wassail for the blessing of the apple trees for the apple harvest. I've actually got, I think it's 3, is it 4 disco ciders? So there will be a cider edition of Disco Day, a Disco Day cider edition, and that'll either be the Friday or the Saturday following. I'm not a big fan of apple cider. I prefer the fruit cider, but I've got 3 apple ciders with disco in the name, so that'll be happening. Again, it'll be over on Instagram, but I will probably do the video for it, I think, if I can get that up at some point. So yeah, there is some content. Yeah, plenty of time for doing dry January when you're pushing up the daisies. That would be dry enough. I did do dry January once, mostly as a bet because of my idiot mate Steve. We used to bet each other stupid things like that. And we did get through the whole of January not drinking. We'd drive to the pub, drink soft drinks and stuff. And everybody at the pub watching us drinking soft drinks. Back in the day, we used to go to the same pub Thursday, Friday, Saturday, most days of the week. And yeah, we did do it just to prove we both could. It was like, I don't think we even had a bet on it. It was just like, yeah, let's just do it to prove we can 1 year. And fuck, it was dull. Fucking hell, it was dull being in a pub, not drinking. So yeah, I just moderate my drinking now. I mean, at that point, I'd be like not drinking Monday to Wednesday and just have a beer Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Like up to 5 years ago, I'd be drinking most days, but I'd be driving to the pub and having a shandy, doing a quiz or something like that, and then drinking heavily Friday and Saturday. Like for the last 5 years, I've mostly been drinking home. I just drink in 3s, and then like on a Wednesday, I won't have a beer because in the last 3 years I've been at the brewery working, so I'll just be knackered. I'll come home. Do you know what I mean? Won't bother having a beer. But yeah, I don't need to do dry January, especially because I've got too many beers in. So yeah, you know, I'm not against it. It's just not really for me. Bear me a sec. Too nice to the bloody cat. Can't get up to blow me nose because she's curled up on my lap. We've got to sleep. Bless her. Bloody princess. She's going to get a bit annoyed in a minute because I'm going to get up to photograph this last beer. I'm going to do the last beer. I thought 4 might be a bit too ambitious, but I've done a 4 beer stream. The first 2 were only 3:30, so it don't matter. But yeah, now that smoke flavour's dissipated off the palate, the waves of coffee, a little bit of dark chocolate, mostly dark roasty coffee, but I think there's still a bit of smoke lingering. So gets better as it goes down. But I say I like Ridgeway, and I know they've got some decent beers out. So I will. I don't think the next one's going to help palate cleanse, to be honest. I'm kind of nearly there, but I tend to keep these streams down to like hour and a half tops. Not for any apparent reason. I know other people do like long panel kind of stoves that go on for 3 hours. I tend not to. I don't know. It's just the way I've got into it, really. I do 3 beers, get out. Don't want to impinge on anybody's time, but as always, thanks for popping in for a beer. I'm going to see how that one goes after, because I think it will go with the next beer pretty well, to be fair, because it's got those darker malts. The next one's a dark as well. we're on to a stout. You know, I like to go light to dark. I don't always. I mean, I tend to do maybe lager, pale ale, or amber ale, and then a porter or a stout. But gone 2 lagers, a porter, and a stout kind of works. Can't remember if I've got one for beer number 4. I think I have. No. I'm sure I had a beer number 4 because I did 4 beer. Oh, here we go. Is it the right one though? Let's have a look. No, it says Rasko and Disco, but it is beer number 4 anyway, since we've already shown Rasko's name on this stream. Maybe I'll have to change beer number 4. I forgot about that. But yeah, beer number 4, we're moving up. Well, we're sticking at 6%, but we're moving up to a stout. Some fairly recognisable logos on the can. And you were on that as well. So yeah, New Bristol Brewery had quite a lot of their beers in the last few months because they keep bringing out some really good looking stuff. Mostly porters and stouts. But there has been a few pales as well. Oh, hang on, where did that go? Oh, hang on. That's why. Because I didn't do it properly. Again, you think I know what I was doing by now. Didn't set it up properly to scroll across the screen, but there we go. So yeah, from New Bristol Brewery, in collaboration apparently with Brew York. It's part of New Bristol's 6 stouts of Christmas. Was it 12? No, 6 stouts I think they had. The one I really wanted was the maple bacon one, and I kind of missed out. So if I see it around again, I might try and add that to a random order if I can. If you see their maple bacon stout, do let me know, because it would have fitted in this series really nicely. But because this was specifically winter spiced ginger cake stout, and I've got to admit, I did miss the winter spice bit. I just saw the ginger cake and I like a bit of ginger stout. I thought I had it onto a random order. Again, from the West Country, from Red Elephant in Truro. But yeah, being a stout and an adjuncted stout, my kind of thing. Let's get into a glass, do the photograph, and see what we get. Ginger, I mean, it's a year-round kind of spice in it, but it just gives those kind of warm winter vibes, really. That kind of Christmassy, a lot of winter cake goes on. And in beer, it's kind of an easy one, but also not an easy one to put in, but not necessarily an easy one to get right. I've had some good or bad ginger stuff. I'm going to do the can balance in a minute. I'm going to annoy the cat again, so sorry, kitty. Sorry. Stay there. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. There's the phone. Right, yeah, so move the cat, do the can balance. Definitely put the screen down for this one. Nice, thick, bubbly head. Looks pretty good. No, kitty. No. You're going to get disappointed, kitty, so I don't know why you bother. Good girl. Well done. I don't think she actually understands me, but she did just run off because I said no. She's going to go and sit on the seat. Oh, yeah, we got the can balance. There we go. Nice bit of can art in the usual New Bristol kind of space-ish kind of theme. That head is dissipating a bit quickly now. I've said about it being nice and bubbly and stuff. Obviously, fairly easily reinvigorated, but it'll dissipate again. But no matter. It's there or thereabouts. Yeah, there we go. Yep, I missed that one, sorry. Yeah, getting a little bit of spatial issues. But there we go, it's all in there. All good. Still getting a bit of smoke on the nose as well. But yeah, had some really good stuff from New Bristol. Although I have heard good and bad things about some of the beers here and there, but generally always look good. Certainly, the cans look great, and the beers look great, and all the ones, I think, generally the ones I've had a review and say I've had half a dozen or so back end of last year have been pretty good. Yeah, I've got that porter out there. Let's have a little sniff. Yeah, there's a little bit of fiery ginger, but there's also a bit of smokiness, which is odd. I don't know if it's still from sniffing that Cornish Braslou one. I don't know. Let's dive in. I love a little bit of ginger cake. Cheers. Ooh, nice. Oh yeah. Interesting. Very, very smooth body on the beer. A nice, almost voluptuous, very nearly viscous, kind of oily viscousness on the stout. Taste the ginger in there. Feels like a bit of cinnamon too. Nice sweetness. Little bit of chocolate. Almost hot chocolatey kind of, not quite milkiness. It's definitely more viscosity, oiliness than the milkiness. I don't know if there's any lactose in it. We'll find out in a minute. But a good first sip. Yeah, absolutely. Feels like a bit of fruitiness as well. Orange, maybe. It's not out and out massively ginger. It's definitely kind of, it's a little bit of jabbiness, a little bit of ginger jab, if that's a thing. But a nice balance of all of those flavours. There's a little bit of fruitiness. Feels a bit orange peel. No, it feels fleshy orange rather than like sweet orange. And the fruitiness rather than any kind of orangey bitterness or piffiness. The ginger is present, but it's not massively fiery, which is not necessarily a problem, but it's there. It's a bit warming on the back palate. Yeah, I want to go back and check the flavours again. It makes me want to go in another time. Like I say, it's carried off by that smooth, kind of slightly oily voluptuousness with good viscosity. What was the beer the other day? I was talking about viscosity. At 12% Belgian. Nonsense. Not nonsense. It was really good. This is on the way there, even at 6%. Yeah, medium fiery ginger. It's not out and out throat ripper, but it's there. It's present. It is a bit like ginger cake. There's not really that much gingery cakiness. You know, sometimes you get that kind of chocolate gatto cakiness going on, or I do anyway. Definitely a bit of chocolatey goodness, like I say, with a good bit of fruitiness. Merest hint of kind of coffee. That's a nice beer. Probably not going to trouble beer of the year any, but very, very delicious, very drinkable. Certainly got plenty of Christmassy kind of notes going on. I mean, winter and Christmas is kind of interchangeable in beer, really, depending on your adjuncts. Let's have a look, see what they got on there. Oh, here we go. Barley, oats, wheat, and that's it. That's just the allergens. Don't deign to say anything. Oh, here we go. No, right down the bottom. Taste rich and warming. Fair enough. Hops, East Kent Goldings. Well, don't really need a lot of hops in this kind of beer necessarily. Oh no, there's a little right up down the bottom. Oozing luxury. Yeah, fair. Our winter spiced ginger cake stout is dark and sumptuous, with lashes of sticky caramel malts. That's a good description that I missed, and a spicy ginger kick. I don't think there's a ginger kick. I think there's a smooth ginger cake. I hesitate to use the word vibe, but it's there. It's kind of, it insinuates ginger cake. It's not thick cakey goodness. It's chocolate goodness, voluptuousness, a little bit of viscosity. Really nice balance. Definitely very smooth, smooth and yeah, fairly luxurious chocolate going on. Um, nice sweetness. Possibly too sweet for some. I never find too sweet as a problem. To be fair, um, yeah, maybe you don't want chocolate in a ginger cake, but it's like I I would. We've talked about Siren earlier. I imagine it kind of challenges that Caribbean chocolate cake from Siren, which obviously is a stronger beer, but definitely had that viscosity, that luxurious, that kind of chocolate note. Yeah, really, really good beer. Completely, it felt a bit smoky, but now it's completely taken out that smoky note going on. Yeah, really nice beer. Really nice chocolate stout. I'd try third if I saw it on tap. Not a big fan of ginger. Yeah, like I said, it's not an out and out fiery ginger like some beers. I don't mind that. I quite like ginger. Not on its own. I like it as an adjunct in a beer, as long as it's got that balance of chocolate cakiness. Maybe it feels like more like chocolate. It feels more like decadent, smooth chocolate. It's not. I mean, if you like ginger and want a massive hit of ginger, it hasn't got that. It's fairly gentle. It is reminiscent. I always use the term. My base is what's that? McVitie's. They come in little bars. Jamaica ginger cake. Um, so it's got that kind of slightly golden syrup kind of sweetness and a little kick of ginger without being massively fiery. It's nice. It's really nice. I like it. And I would absolutely love to try a third on tap. Um, I could pint that quite easily. Um, yeah, absolutely fabulous. Hello, Kitty. Are you back? Oh, yeah. Sorry, bear with. Hello. Hey, look, kids. Look, Kitty. Look at your adoring audience. She just wants to sleep, bless her. Yeah. Um, arguably beer of the night out of the four. Um, all four have been great. To be fair, I mean, I sounded a bit disparaging about the porter, but that's only because I'm coming off of that smoky lager. But all four have been great. This one for me, I know I'm not. I move up to stouts and I like to finish on stouts, but I'm not against some random lagers. I'm not against pale ales. Um, and I've had some lineups where the stout hasn't been the best one of the night. Like I was saying earlier, I don't really ascribe numbers to it. I don't give 8 out of 10 or 10 out anything out of 10, because it's so hard to be objective about that. For the night, this is probably a 10 out of 10. I've had better beers, but it's kind of up there. Like I say, it compares favorably with that 12% Belgian stuff I had last week. Oh, and I've just realised, yes, of course, the last of the Christmas beers. There's that Christmas pudding one I was talking about from Braslou. That one, that mince pie sour, made no sense whatsoever. Didn't taste like mince pies at all, but it was a fabulous, fabulous beer from the idiots at Vault City who just chuck lots of adjuncts at fruit at stuff. You just chuck a ton of fruit in the fermenter and see what sticks. Strawberries in a mince pie sour makes no sense, but that was fabulous. That was probably the beer of that evening, for me. But yeah, tonight this one is hitting all the right notes. Yeah, nice chocolate. There's a slight spirity edge to it as well. Almost chocolate liqueur. Going towards, if they do a ginger cake chocolate liqueur, but it's not got the ginger notes for that particularly. But yeah, a really good set of winter beers, none of which really, if I'm honest, remind me of winter particularly. And winter's a different thing to Christmas. Winter lasts 4 months. Christmas is basically December, or it should be, starts in bloody October. But yeah, winter is a bit of a stretch. That's why I'm kind of doing it in January. I could have done it in November, I suppose. Santa's butt I could have done it in December. But yeah, as winter goes, I don't know what is winter. What is winter beers really? It's basically Christmas and a bit of, like I say, cinnamon and spices. So probably this one hits the mark most. It's definitely, yeah, like I say, it's my favourite of the 4 because of that mouthfeel, that voluptuous, that smoothness and unctuousness almost. And it's balanced between chocolate, ginger. I think there's a bit of cinnamon in there, maybe. Just really nice. I could sit and sip pints of that. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I would try that again. I would have a pint of it. It's really, really nice. Yeah, so there we go. Well over an hour and a half. The first live of 2026 from Just Disco Beer Reviews with me. Disco coming at you with some more live beer reviews. I've got 3 more beers to do tomorrow in a random series, random theme. I'll leave you to guess and work that out tomorrow. Thank you so much for dropping in on a Monday night, and all the guys that have interacted and dropped a comment and a like and stuff like that. Oh yeah, drop a like down there if you haven't already. There it is, somewhere along there, depending on what medium you're watching it on. And all the new guys, if you haven't already subscribed, don't forget to let me know if you see any disco beers. Drop me a message here or Instagram. Check out the Instagram reviews. Click like on those for no apparent reason. I'll try and get these out. I'll probably get these out next week because I've got a massive dump of Instagram reviews for the beers of December to do. Hopefully Wednesday and Thursday. I'll just schedule them to appear on Wednesday and Thursday. But yeah, thanks everyone dropping in. If you're watching this after the event, thank you very much indeed for checking it out. Even if you're skipping through, click a like anyway and subscribe. Click a comment underneath afterwards. I will pin a comment, what's your favourite winter beer or something like that. And we'll see you again soon. Thank you very much indeed. Happy New Year and cheers and enjoy the beers. Oh no, I can't do that yet. Got to find the fire. Got to find the outro. Here we go. Here's the outro. Come in. Cheers and enjoy the beers.